It is a nice and bright morning as our last day dawns in Adventureland. Today we shall return to the capital city of Leh as we have to catch the morning flight tomorrow back home. And to do so, we must travel a distance of about 230 kilometers. On the way, we get brief glimpses of the Puga Valley. At about 14,000 feet in southeastern Ladakh, this place is a premier geothermal wonder known for its steaming hot springs, mud pools, and rich white sulfur and borax deposits. Often called a surreal oasis, this 30 kilometers long valley is a developing hub for India's first geothermal energy plant. Around 130 million years ago, what is now Ladakh was under the Tethys Ocean. Geologists have found marine fossils including ammonites and corals at high altitudes. Archaeological evidence suggests habitation since the Neolithic period, with the earliest residents believed to be the monks of Indian descent and Dards from the Gilgit area. Ancient genomes show that population experienced genetic admixture related to Central Asian steppe ancestry around 2000 years ago, reflecting prehistoric migration. Gya, located on the Leh-Manali highway, is recognized as one of the oldest villages in the region. We meet with the Leh-Manali highway near Pang Debering crossing and proceed towards the terrifying heights of Tanglangla once again. This was the place where we had first started to feel our struggle with high altitudes in Ladakh on day 5. Ladakh is renowned as a natural geological laboratory, sandwiched between the Karakoram and the Himalayan mountain ranges. Flowing in between the two mountain ranges is the Sindhu, defining the landscape of this fascinating land, holding significant cultural and historical value, and acting as the foundation for local livelihoods. Sindhu, the sacred river of Hindu civilization and culture, from which our country received its modern name India. Many of us may not be aware of the fact that Ladakh is the only Indian territory through which the Sindhu flows in India. Its remaining part flows entirely through Pakistan. The earliest settlers in Ladakh were Aryans, who ascribed divine power to nature and worshipped its many facets. It was similar to that of Vedic religions of the Indian subcontinent. After the period of nature worship, shamanism, a born religion, took hold in Ladakh. Like nature worship before it, it had a pantheon of gods and goddesses. In Ladakh, the present day Lamayuru Monastery was then the seat of power of faith. Buddhism flourished in Ladakh for the first time in the 7th century when it became a part of the Tibetan Empire. However, it did not last beyond the 8th century. In the 12th century, along with Tibet, Buddhism was resurrected in Ladakh. Later on, in and around the 15th century, Islam started spreading mainly in western Ladakh. And to this day, Ladakh remains a region of distinct religious coexistence, primarily divided between Vajrayana Buddhism, dominant in the Leh district, and Shia Islam, dominant in the Kargil district. Buddhism emphasizes inner discipline, liberation from the cycle of birth and death, and devotion to gurus. During the 15th century, some of the most important monasteries were built in Ladakh. Among them, Thiksey Monastery, located 19 kilometers away from Leh, is the largest in central Ladakh. Situated on a hillock overlooking the Sindhu River Valley, the monastery has a full view of the magnificent Stoke mountain range. The architecture of Thiksey Monastery strongly resembles that of the Potala Palace in Lhasa, Tibet, which is known as the former official seat of the Dalai Lamas. It is a 12-story complex and houses many items of Buddhist art as stupas, statues, Thangka wall paintings and swords. One of the main points of interest is the Maitreya temple installed to commemorate the visit of the 14th Dalai Lama to this monastery in 1970. It contains a 15 meters high statue of Maitreya Buddha. Located in Sheh, the 10th century summer capital of the Ladakh kings, the Druk Padma Karpo School today is popularly known as the Rancho School of Three Idiots fame. Founded in 1988 by Ladakhi engineer Sonam Wangchuk, the school is based on the foundation of providing education to struggling students of Ladakh. Apart from regular subjects, the school also provides vocational training on dairy farming and agriculture. The institution has been instrumental in preserving local culture while providing quality education to Ladakhi children. As we re-enter the capital city, my mind dwells on the immense and multifarious experiences this land provided us with in the past couple of weeks. Starting from the plains and going all the way up to 17,500 feet, landing on the moonland or passing through a sandstorm, riding the rare double-humped camel or visiting the last village before Pakistan. Meeting people who have lived in minus 40 degrees or staying ourselves at one of the highest human establishments in the world, huge lakes and high mountain passes. It is difficult to decide on the culmination point of the tour. There were so many ups and downs in altitude as well as in the spirit and morale of the travelers. But one thing is for sure, This was an experience of a lifetime. As Farhan's character in the movie had said, once you start walking on the path of your heart, you don't look like an idiot anymore. This was not supposed to be like just any other tour, as I had said in the beginning. In the land of the never-ending enigma, in the heights of heroism, and in the depths of the profound, this was a journey of many revelations. Traveling this amazing land in itself is an education without parallel, learning both what is without and what is within ourselves. This is a land where religion is a realization, where life is a faith, love is unconditional, and possibilities are never ending. In modern civilizations, as they say, change is the only constant. Centuries old cultural and social fabrics in Ladakh are also changing rapidly, primarily influenced by consumerist and modern lifestyles. This is becoming a source of both concern and some hope also for the populace of the region. There are also major concerns regarding conservation of environment and preservation of ecological balance in the highest plateaus of the country. A land where myths can become reality and reality seems fuzzy. It is impossible to differentiate between what is ancient and what is ultra-modern. I would rather use the word eternal, and what else would I call it than the eternal Adventureland? What else would I pray than that it remains always the way it has been, a loving and bearing sphere for all? Life brings us many experiences, many emotions, and multitudes of memories. This one was once in a lifetime. As we take our flight back home from the Pushok Bakula Rinpoche airport in Leh, the highest commercial airport in the country, I feel like I am taking with me a piece of this land forever in my heart.